Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, news breaking that Barack and Michelle Obama have officially given their endorsement to Kamala Harris for the 2024 presidential election. She is the presumptive Democratic candidate. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but all signs point to yes on this. Stephen Chung, who is Trump's mouthpiece, he's the mouth of Sauron for Trump, was saying that the Obamas hadn't given Kamala Harris their endorsement yet. Well, that was true yesterday, not true anymore. That breaking news, that happened today. At least I think it's today. Anyways, it's Friday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. So, Six of Swords pops up. This is good news. Barack and Michelle Obama are still two of the biggest influencers in the Democratic circles as far as for fundraising and generating buzz for people with their attendance on things and their support. So I want to look at the energy around the Harris campaign now that we have gotten what we expected was going to happen with support from Barack and Michelle Obama for Kamala Harris. Okay, entertainment purposes only. Now that the Obamas have given Harris's campaign their endorsement, how has the energy changed, or what's the energy like? Entertainment purposes only. It's go time. They've got, they got the Clintons, they've got the Obamas. Imagine if Jimmy Carter were lucid, I'm sure he would have given Kamala support as well. But basically, the Clintons, they've got the support of the Democratic pillars, as it were. So, Biden, Obama's, Clintons, and I just forgot the other one again. Yeah, sorry, my mind's not working. But they've got the support of the Democratic, the pillars of the Democrats. Cross with the Emperor card. Yeah, the king is, perhaps the most popular Democratic president in our lifetimes for most of us. Those who are a little bit older, you could probably make the argument about Franklin Delano Roosevelt. But for anybody who was born after 1944, this could very well, you got the Kennedys too, right? You've got the king supporting Kamala Harris. Underneath it all, we got the Three of Coins, the backroom dealings. Now the fun begins. You got all the major players, all the four horsemen have shown up supporting this run, and now the strategy and the strategizing begins. No more secrets. There's nobody we're waiting for on this one. Everybody's committed. In the past, you have the Nine of Swords. The Democrats look like they have snatched victory from the jaws of chaos. I would certainly have told you 6 days ago, and I did tell you 6 days ago, I was not thrilled with that decision on Sunday. And my biggest concern was it didn't look like the Democrats had a plan in place. There was, it just seemed like their plan was to not have Biden in place. And that's incredibly naive. It's naive if that was the best they had. And I want to say it was naive to think that they didn't have something in place. But there didn't appear to be anything that they had in place. And the media certainly didn't think so because they were suggesting, a half a dozen or more candidates that could run for it. There were Nancy Pelosi, and I think even the Obamas were saying that they wanted an open convention to select a candidate, which is what the wealthy billionaire donors wanted. But it looks like Joe Biden did an end around on him when he made some phone calls prior to announcing he was stepping down, and he got some concessions for people to line up behind Kamala Harris. And once those dominoes started falling, they continued to fall, such that if there really was a plan to have an open convention and nominate somebody there, it got quickly discarded because it sure looks like Kamala Harris is going to be the Democratic National Convention nominee, and the Democrats are energized behind her. Again, I was not a happy person on Sunday, and by Monday I was feeling better about it, even Sunday night, but Monday I was feeling better about it, and from Monday night to Tuesday on, I'm okay with this. I'm good to go. Let's go. Let's get this thing done. Current situation is the death card, bringing an end. It brings an end to Kamala Harris, the VP, and starting the new day with the Obamas in here. I think that any last holdouts people had about are the Democrats united behind Kamala Harris, those have been put to bed. It's a new day. We have a new queen. Long live the queen, because she's coming. In a card that might start representing Kamala Harris is the Queen of Swords, often used as a Nancy Pelosi card. I do think of Kamala Harris as sometimes the Queen of Wands too, but I could certainly have this as a card for Kamala. She is smart, she is sharp, and forget the term. She's very black and white. She can explain things in a very black and white way. And she'll even tell you if there's a lot of gray there. She doesn't come across as somebody who flip-flops. This is not one of those parents that a kid can kind of, snooker. You come home late past curfew and you're trying to explain and trying to pull the BS over. No, she doesn't play that game. She's always got an angle on this. Now I realize she doesn't have kids of her own, but she was the stepmom to her husband's 2 kids, and I can imagine that that's not a person that you're going to try and work your way around. I don't think that works. Just saying. Lesson to be learned is the Queen of Pentacles. This is an incredible opportunity for Kamala Harris. This is an incredible gift given by the pillars of the Democratic Party. And it looks like, our democracy is in her lap at this point. This is the most important election until the next one. But right now, this is the most important election that we have, because this is the election that determines whether or not we keep our democracy. The outcome is the 5 of Cups. It's bittersweet, because in order for her to be in this position, Joe Biden had to step down and step back. And Joe Biden was more than capable of doing this. There might also be a little disappointment on, how many more days it took for the Obamas to come on board relative to the other early adopters. But, the gang is together, and you need to move forward with this process. And that 5 of Cups, that actually might be the donors that are suffering that 5 of Cups moment, because, they had this opportunity where they got rid of Joe Biden, so they weren't going to get necessarily taxed to hell and back, but they didn't get a centrist candidate. They didn't get somebody who was going to guarantee him stuff like that. They still have somebody who was in the Biden administration going to be in charge. It's not Biden per se, and maybe they can work on Kamala, but they're not out of the woods. They got some of what they wanted. They have their best chance at maintaining a democracy. We'll say that much. Okay. Why did it take the Obamas so long? Relatively speaking. Why did it take Barack and Michelle Obama so long to give Kamala their endorsement? The World card. Bringing things to a completion. Looking at the considerations around the world, stepping back and looking at the big picture. I think Barack is in this article that I have, which I'll have a link attached. It says he moves notoriously slow. So I think he was analyzing the big picture and all the implications of it. It's his reputation. After all, it is his reputation at stake, and his reputation is everything right now. Crossed with the Nine of Swords. And the King of Wands. He is a kingmaker of sorts. You know, when he takes action, the world pays attention. I think there was some pressure going on. There was probably a lot of lobbying going on in the background for Barack Obama to make a choice. And he had to agonize over what choice he was going to make. That's my guess. In the past, the Knight of Swords. I'm going to read this as a reversal because I don't think I've ever seen Barack Obama rush in on something. I think he's exactly the opposite. He does not rush in recklessly. That's not who he is. You take your time and you protect yourself when you do this. Just like on the other spread, current situations, the death card. When he gives his endorsement, that brings to a close. In this Knight of Swords could be he really wanted this to be debated at the DNC, and I don't think he wanted to be the one that ended it. That could be what this agonizing card is here. Is that no? If he gives his endorsement, that's it. It's done. There is no open debate on the DNC, and I think he was looking forward to that because I think that actually really jazzes him up. Overarching energy is the Hanged Man. Looking at things from a new perspective, or throwing somebody under the bus. Honestly, I think the agonizing thing was he wanted this to happen, but other people made their choices so quickly that for him to hold out much longer would make it feel like he wasn't enthusiastic about endorsing Kamala Harris. So he got forced to make a decision faster than he normally would have liked because of the optics of it if he didn't do that and how quickly other people moved. The lesson to be learned is the devil on this one. And you have to kind of make your choices as to who you're taking sides with here. But I think the other thing is that America's democracy is at stake, and it's really obvious that America's democracy is at stake. And we talk about this. I've talked about this with the progressives. Kamala Harris may not be the bus. My argument was Joe Biden may not be the bus that gets you to where you want to be, but at least he gets you in the neighborhood. Kamala Harris's bus may not be the bus that gets you to exactly where you want to be, but it's still going to get you into the neighborhood. And right now, again, the Trump bus is going to take you right off the cliff in a flaming dumpster fire of chaos. And is that what you really want? In the end of the day, you can't go that way. I think he understood he couldn't wait any longer. You're going to torpedo her campaign by doing that. And Trump would... Already Trump's PR people are pointing out that Obama had not supported Kamala Harris yet. And that already was a sign that he had taken too long because they were starting to use it as a talking point. And everybody wins. Kamala Harris wins on this one because of the Obamas giving her that endorsement. Okay. I'm excited. I really am excited about this. And I think I may not be the only one that gets kind of this vibe that it's almost starting to feel like Obama getting the nomination back in 2008. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz, a lot of hope that we've got the right person who can get this done. And again, I still think Joe Biden could have gotten it done. Would there be more questions with Joe Biden? Yeah, there would be. And there are some things that you could take to the bank. He beat Trump once. He's gotten a lot of stuff done. He's had a successful presidency, given not a whole lot of support in Congress, but still managed to get some real keynote things done. And he was really effective. He just got in there too late. That's all. All right, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.